After listening to a song that you love, whether it be for the millionth time or the very first, it's common to go back and try to learn every single detail about it. Finding out that the frontman hates it, or that it was written whilst high on a wide concoction of drugs, no matter the little tidbit, it adds a little something extra to the song. Oftentimes, doing some research into a song reveals that it actually has some connections to other pieces of music. Whether it be a sampled beat, a shared writer, or a story connection, many songs that you didn't think were initially connected share a much bigger link than you might assume. This connection might make you appreciate the song even more. Or you might be shocked to realize a song you love so much is actually a cover of a track that you've never even heard of. I'm Gareth from WhatCulture Music, and here are 7 songs you didn't know were connected. Number 7. The Strokes' Bad Decisions and Billy Idol's Dancing With Myself. 2001 was a big year for the Strokes. Having formed in 1998, their debut album, Is This It?, proved to be a big success. Listening back to it now, you can hear why. Each song is excellent, and there isn't a bad moment during the whole thing. It is a compliment to the band's cohesiveness. It was sadly relatively downhill after their debut though. The follow-up, Room on Fire, was warmly received, but all subsequent albums were seen as lacking in what made their first so great. That was until 2020's The New Abnormal, which saw the band back to their sparkling best. It seems that for this album, the band found inspiration in many places, one of them being in the music of Billy Idol. Bad Decisions, the album's second single, sees itself being fully influenced by his music, with the chorus melody being taken directly from Dancing With Myself, which was released in 1981. Interestingly enough, Idol's version is itself a remix of new wave band Gen X's song of the same name. So there you go. Number 6. Arctic Monkeys, Arabella and Black Sabbath's War Pigs. The Arctic Monkeys were riding high in 2013. Hot off the release of their hit album AM and a successful headlining of Glastonbury, the band were arguably at their peak. Of course, they had released 4 albums before AM, with none of them exactly being duds. But after 2007's Favourite Worst Nightmare, they were beginning to become a little predictable. Both Humbug and Suck It and See were sonically rather similar, and both failed to shine in the same way their predecessors did. This all changed with AM, which came packed with pounding hits that were catchy and instantly recognizable, the biggest of which was Do I Wanna Know? A fantastic rock tune built around a solid riff. It is clear that with AM, the Monkees sought influence from classic 80s rock tunes, and nowhere is that more clear than in Arabella, the album's 5th single. Music fans will instantly recognize the main riff as that from Black Sabbath's anti-war tune War Pigs. The combination of the Monkees' style and Sabbath's riff results in a solid rock song that feels both vintage and fresh. Number 5. Kesha's Take It Off and the Arabian Riff. This is an interesting one, mainly as you have most certainly heard the Arabian Riff before. The melody in one form or another has been around since the mid-1800s. It was most famously performed as The Streets of Cairo or The Poor Little Country Maid by James Thornton. The name Arabian Riff originated as the melody was often paired with an aesthetic that was vaguely Middle Eastern. The melody has been used many times since. Artists such as Mike Snow and Fiona Apple have both used it, with Apple using it in one of her signature songs, Criminal. Probably the biggest artist to use the song though is American pop star Kesha, who utilized it in her hit song Take It Off, with the chorus directly following the melody with little variation. Well, aside from the lyrics about taking clothes off. That was obviously absent in the original. It is a catchy melody, yes, but seeing it climb to the top of the chart was undoubtedly rather impressive. Number 4. Muse's Citizen Erased and the Globalist. Muse's origin of Symmetry days seems so far away now. Looking back, it is interesting to see how they have evolved over time, going from a Radiohead-esque alt-rock band to the poster boys of over-the-top prog rock. No, and their tendency to believe in crazy conspiracy theories is also notable. They may have been known as Radiohead Light, but did Tom York ever cancel a concert because he thought a meteorite was gonna kill them? I don't think so. Of course, Muse today are more pop rock than anything, with their latest album, Simulation Theory, containing some of their more radio-friendly songs to date. But it is important not to forget Drones from 2015, Muse's attempt to harken back to their prog rock days. It is an interesting album, even if it does mostly fall flat on its face. One of the more intriguing songs, album closer The Globalist, actually has direct links to Origin of Symmetry. The Globalist, not counting the Exogenesis Symphony, is their longest song, clocking in at over 10 minutes. Along with this, it is also a narrative sequel to one of Muse's most beloved songs from Origin of Symmetry, Citizen Erased, with the song's narrative being a continuation of indoctrination narrative set up in that song. The result is definitely a mixed bag, but it is nice to hear Muse not just continue the musical traditions of their past, but also follow through with some of the stories they set up years earlier. Number 3, Radiohead's Creep and the Hollies' The Air That I Breathe. It is ironic that Radiohead's most popular song also happens to be the one they tend not to play live. In fact, back in the mid to late 90s, Radiohead outright refused to play the song altogether as they became sick of people who just turned up to hear it. That tends to be how it works. Nowadays, the relationship between the band and the hit song is somewhat more relaxed, with it getting played more often now, as it should. It is understandable though that Radiohead aren't the biggest fans of the song, considering it is one of their more simplistic tracks. Compare it to literally anything on OK Computer and you can see why they might not enjoy playing it so much. Funnily enough, the vocal melody, one of the song's most distinctive elements, didn't come from York or the band. It came from the Hollies' The Air That I Breathe. After a lawsuit, Albert Hammond and Mike Hazelwood from the Hollies ended up getting co-writing credits along with some of the royalties, so it all worked out. Number 2, MF Doom's Doomsday and Sade's Kiss of Life. MF Doom is one of the best rappers around, and he has proven himself to be one of hip-hop's most creative voices. This creativity can be seen in his extensive use of samples and loops. Many of his songs will contain intros that sample shows and songs from decades prior. Beats and loops will be taken from other songs and transformed into something completely fresh and different. This can be seen on one of his most well-known songs, Doomsday. The song contains both the beat and vocal refrain of Sade's Kiss of Life. But Doom doesn't just use it to make the song sound pretty. He transforms it in order to give his flow more room to breathe. Of course, Doom changes the lyrics from I swear the whole world could hear my heartbeat to I swear the whole world could hear you MC. A clever lyrical change that heightens the themes of the song, because Doom is the best MC and hell, the whole world can hear him. Number 1, Kraftwerk's The Robots and LCD Sound System's Get Innocuous. If James Murphy, LCD Sound System's frontman, is known for anything, it is his massive record collection. He makes references to it in the band's seminal song, Losing My Edge. And his musical geekiness can be felt in nearly everything LCD does. Who can forget the Bowie-inspired All I Want or the Talking Heads-infused All My Friends? The man knows his music. This musical diversity and knowledge can be heard in the band's opening track to their immense second studio album, Sound of Silver. Get Innocuous, the track in question, flows like it came right out of the 80s. The revolving bass line along with the pounding beat, it all feels inspired, particularly by Bowie, and layered. It's dance music done right, y'all. The beat itself is actually sampled from Kraftwerk's song The Robots, although Murphy has sped it up significantly. The result is a song that feels like it needs you to dance along with it. And if Murphy can do one thing, it is make people dance. So type it in on YouTube and get yourself moving. And that's our list. Know of any other songs people didn't realize were connected? Let us know all about them in the comment section below, and do not forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button. Also, be sure to head on over to WhatCulture.com and click on some more brilliant articles just like the one this video is based on. I've been Gareth from WhatCulture Music. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon.